Radio.
God is great. God is good. God is mercy. God is peace. God is wisdom. God is joy. God is love. And I know God exists as an omnipresent force through a universal mind in us all. So I'll remember to be thankful every day, and I shan't forget to pray or to remember all the ones who died for me. They died that I might see that God's people would partake in liberty.
Yeah, what up? Yeah, IQ, checking back in over here at IntellectualRadio.com. As You Are Radio, you know we here, you know what we do. As You Are Radio, where we ask the questions that you're not supposed to ask. We converse about the conversations you're not supposed to talk about. We talk about it. All right, we get right into it. We don't sidestep it or nothing like that. All right, so I am IQ. Welcome you all to the show. Welcome you all to this live. Welcome wherever you're watching from, recorded live, whatever. I'm IQ. IQ means fire. And if you don't know, fire is a transformer of everything it touches. All right, so I intend to touch you today. All right, so title of this particular conversation. All right, so if you're on Facebook, you already know because this part two, the title of this conversation is My Christian Peoples Are Talking About How Astral Projection and Asanas Are Portals of Evil. Goats, satanic animal walking on backs during yoga. And I read that as if I didn't know what I was reading because, I mean, you know, I don't know what they talk about. Somebody said that. That's in quotes because that's somebody's idea of, I don't know. I don't really know, but maybe I do know. I'm gonna dig into it. I'm gonna put my feet into the shoes of who possibly said this. All right, let's have some scenarios. So one scenario would simply be the person ain't know what they was talking about. They just watch TV. They do what they're told. They grew up in a American education system, and they work their job and they pay bill and they're preparing their entire life. They've been preparing to die. And you know that's the person, that's a perspective that that person could have, which is that I don't know, my astral projection, asanas, portals, eve, gateway, goats, back, whatever. All right, so the point is these are just words somebody probably heard. Yeah, you programmed already, so you heard the word asana, you heard astral projection, you heard this stuff, but I don't think this individual really investigated what this stuff is. And if they did investigate, they already had their mind up before they investigated. Now, I'm gonna keep it real. I don't really care about why the person said this. People entitled to their opinion. What I think about them is irrelevant. It's just my opinion, you know. But the reason why I'm doing this live and doing this, having this conversation, even the work I do, is because a lot of people are how can I put it? A lot of people, myself included, are growing. So it's a lot of stuff we growing through, and it's a lot of hindered our progress in growing. And now when we don't grow, it's as if we're implying the opposite, like we're dying. And I ain't got time to die. I got something to do next year. So I can't die right now. So, and you know what? I might have something to do when my great grandchildren are adults. So I may not be ready to go. I may not be ready to die. I might want to, I might want to be here for a while. All right. So everybody be running around. A lot of people that in my life have ran around and have preached to me death and they never lived, telling me what I need to do before I die and preparing me and telling me all these things which are going to ensure and guarantee my death before even giving me information or light on how to live. All right, so the reason why I'm doing this is because many of my Christian people going through stuff. All right, a lot of the stuff we're going through, you know what I'm saying? We praying about it. God help me with this. Oh, God help me with that. Oh, Jesus help me with this. Oh, Jesus help me with that. And I'm just gonna speak up for the Most High because I got love for the Most High. You probably just getting on the Most High nerves because, like, don't you think that the Most High know what you need and what you're going through or what you imagine you need? Don't you think? No. Don't you think the Most High, if the Most High is who you say she is, then don't you think she care or he care, whatever you want to call it? Don't you think it care? All right. One thing that's gonna be required if you're gonna be a person with free will. One thing that's gonna be required for you to be able to receive from the Creator or from God, whatever you want to call it, is trust. All right, you gotta have some trust. You gotta have some faith. All right, unless you got a phone number for God. If so, text me it so I can add the most to my contacts. I just call directly. I ain't gotta go through. I'll call because I ain't finna be texting the Most High waiting on her to call me back. So anyway, if you ain't got no phone number or a Facebook page or email address or something that's gonna directly get me there tangibly, then I'm gonna trust that it's already built in. It's already built in. I imagine that many of us have a feeling about something more. We accept it in this life. We've accepted our roles. We've accepted our titles. We've accepted our conditions. We just accept them. No question, no asking, no questions. And I don't know. I don't know if that's getting us anywhere. I don't know if that's getting us to where we would like to be. And me personally, I simply would like to be free. Free, freedom, liberation, freedom. But I understand that if you're not free, I can't be free. Which, that's why the homegirl Harriet Tubman kept her burner with her because she was determined to be free. But she had a deep conviction of knowing that she ain't free if her people is enslaved. All right. So I just, again, the reason why I do this, my Christian people are losing themselves. A lot of my people have lost their lives. A lot of my people have lost their health. A lot of my people have lost their well-being. And, either they've been blaming it on the devil or they've been just saying like, oh, I'm just going to have faith that God going to magically heal me. And it's like, I think God is a pretty logical dude. Like, yo, you know, if I want flowers to grow, I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna have a sun there, and the sun is gonna do it naturally. All right. So if what I'm saying, there's some things you're going through. There is a natural cure for it. There's a natural healing for it. You just may not have accessed it, and to access it, you have to go within. All right. The biggest thing that I noticed through my Christian people is fear. And again, the reason why I do this is because I love my people. I love my people. I do. But I'm just fed up, man. I'm fed up because we've allowed fear to block us from all the stuff we say we like to have, like a great life. Like, what's up with that? Don't nobody want to live a great life? Everybody just die and go to heaven and have a great life? I'm not interested. I'm not interested. The earth is floating in space. Ain't nothing it's just already out here. Maybe we already in heaven. Maybe this heaven, and all you got to do is wake up and realize it. Maybe all you got to do is have a little bit of faith and trust that this is it. You're here. All right. So in doing so, then possibly you'll be able to take care of those things that are in the way of you being exactly who you were meant to be, feeling the way you were meant to feel, experiencing the life you were meant to experience. All right. So I'm going to take a break because I'm just warming y'all up because I really want to get into the reason why I'm here is because my Christian peoples is running around talking about astral projection and goats and all that stuff. But I actually do want to talk about it. I actually do want to address astral projection, what it is, what it's about, what the people who actually practice or intend to, what's going on, what they're doing it for. Also, want to talk to you about asanas and yoga. Let's talk about it. So let's not just judge it and say it's this or it's that or it's not this or it's not that. Let's actually just talk about it and see what it do. All right, so this is IQRC. I want you all to find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram, find me on YouTube, find me all over the internet at IQ Yoga, at IQRC, and log in to me, follow me, check in. All right, as you are radio, IntellectualRadio.com.
Murders, it's violence, it's thefts. There's so much going on, you have no idea. And there's so much I feel like needs to change. I just don't really know how to change. And my man Gandhi was like, yo, D, be the change that you would like to see.
Yo, I can't keep my mind steady locked in the force. I wrote this rhyme before I even heard the chorus. I'm in the room with my daughter, watch the door with my attention. I think you should get more and more love. I'm trying to get this paper and get more and more dub. You haters, make sure more slug. I'm trying to tell my family that it's more and more war, more and more chores and more horse. Can't keep your eyes steady focused on me. You gotta find out who the hell you trying to be. You can't follow yourself, you can't follow the world. I keep my mind steady dripping like a Jerry curl. You got niggas on the corner steady hugging the block until these niggas come through. Now they hugging the shots. I wish the bottom would stop. Cause we killing our own. So many children in the world never live to be grown. And I'm the king of my throne. Some shit going on, so you don't wanna fuck me. Think about taking my life with a gun or a knife, and you don't wanna fuck with me. It's really not hard to see. I think you niggas just better to breathe.
If I be what I wanna see, then I can see what I wanna be. But all these trees that's in front of me, they keep making it hard to see. But I believe that I'm gonna be right where I wanna be. So I just breathe. So I just breathe.
I'm underground like a soul in the belly of the beast, or a victim in the belly of the streets when the body starts to reek. Off I'm running off at the beak, and a nigga air them out like a tire with a slow leak. I get so deep, kinda like an archaeologist searching for artifacts for the whole week, trying to find a way to steady motivate the dome piece. Don't put any narcotic found in the nose piece, whether it be part of a line or a whole key, intake it through the bloodstream at a slow speed. Kid dynamite in the flesh, I suggest that you handle all of your explosives appropriately. Notice me, fresh to the potpourri. Some niggas wetter than the game in the open sea. Some niggas wetter than women that soak for me. Hopefully, you catch me opening. I'm below soaked with green. I hardly even never smoked the bee. I'm talking about the green when it's soaked with cheese, and not about the green when you smoke the weed. Cause I remember when nobody
as you are radio, back in the building. On IntellectualRadio.com, iHeart radio station. All right, tune in. All right. So I'm RQ. I see you. You tune in as you are radio. All right, and we're building today because my Christian peoples are talking about astral travels, asanas and yogas are gateways to the devil, goats walking on backs during yoga. I don't know exactly how that was worded, what it meant, whatever. But the point is, let's talk about these words and these concepts that they're talking about. All right, so I'm going to just tell you what I understand, what I know about this stuff. So I'm going to tell you first, I'm going to have to tell you a bit about me. So me, I was a seeker growing up, you know, one of them dudes who just sought. I wanted to know what, why, who, when, where, why, well, why. And, you know, until I got answers, I wanted to know why. I wanted to ask the questions. So I asked the questions. I sought and I sought and I sought and I sought. And I tried in religion and I tried in doctrines, and I tried in belief systems, and I tried it in television and careers, and I tried it in material things. I tried it in lovers. I tried it in all of these different things, and I didn't find what I was looking for until I started seeking within myself. And I didn't start seeking within myself until I discovered this yoga stuff. All right. So I ain't gonna even get into the yoga just yet, but the point is that when you're seeking, you find. To the seeker, the way you surely shall find if you keep seeking. So after years and years and years of seeking, I became a finder. All right. So, and what I found was simply God. I found God. And at the same time I found God, I found myself. And at the same time I found myself, I found out there ain't no difference between God and myself. And I'm a pretty logical person. So I definitely believe in, not believe, but I definitely have faith and use the intangibles, but also use logic. And I like intelligence. That's why I'm on intellectual radio, because I love use your intellect. That's great. Now the intellect ain't everything, but use your intellect. All right. So let's use our intellect for a second, and let's get into life. Let's break down life all the way. Start at the very, 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 very beginning. Go back way to the point where it was just God. All right. So we know that. Let me tell you first off, where we are today, we live in a universe that is expanding. All right, so it's been expanding for a long while. It's gonna get bigger and bigger and expand out. So think about it. If it's been expanding, all you do is hit the rewind button and it's gonna contract, right? It's gonna keep contracting, contracting, contracting until it becomes just a little itty bitty decimal point. All right, and that decimal point, that's God. That's God. But if God is the decimal point and the decimal point is all that there is, then ain't nothing really there. Even though that's all God, it ain't really nothing, because how could it be something if there's nothing else to compare it to? How could I be tall if I have nothing short to compare myself to? Or how could I be dark if I have no light to compare myself to? How could I be up if there is no down? You can't have anything. You can't be anything, can't do anything, can't know anything. There's nothing when God is the all. So what else is there to do but for God to, God get a little bored. Like, well, I want to do something. Let me do something. Use my imagination. And God probably took a breath, was like, yeah, I'm gonna reach inside myself, pull myself out of me, wipe my memory, and then pretend like I don't know that I'm me. Just so I can enjoy myself. And then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna play these games of life where I'm gonna be a doctor or a lawyer or a painter or a hero or a villain or a judge or a jury or a criminal or whatever. You're gonna play these games in life because ain't nothing else to do in the universe. At the end of the day, y'all, ain't nothing to be scared of, because life is all that there is. Most people scared to live because they're scared to die. All right, but don't die like a coward. No, no. Have a little courage, have a little bravery, live your life. All right. So a lot of people walking around here living their death, waking up every day doing things they hate doing consistently, never late for them, always on time for. Yo, live your life. All right. So moving forward. So the most high, nothing to do. Like, yo, I'm gonna play this game, I'm gonna be all these things, and then I'm gonna go through the cycles and I'm gonna grow, I'm gonna develop and learn more stuff about who I am and what I'm about and what I'm doing and etc. And that's the life we're in. We're playing these games. Now, it's funny because in this life cycle, what I notice is that, for 10,000 years, people on this planet have been warring, but they've been beefing about something, fighting, killing, murdering each other about something for 10,000 years straight. Why? That just don't make sense. Like, all of the stuff we could do, that's what we're going to do. What's really going on? Uh, a lot of it has been over what people are saying God said. We're blaming it on God. Well, God said this is my land, so I'm gonna have to kill you. Like, wait, what? Well, God said this is our land, so we're gonna have to kill you. This is ridiculous. All right, it's all ridiculous. All right, so another thing that we do is we sabotage ourselves by not accepting the gifts that the Creator has given us. Sometimes the Creator gives us gifts through people who we're not familiar with. Maybe you're a Christian, but you're getting a gift that's coming from a person who believes in Muslim. Or maybe you're Muslim and you getting a gift coming from a person who believes in Hindu. Or maybe you're Hindu and you believe in a gift. It all can mesh. It's like about, are you going to be open to receiving it? Or you're going to have an excuse to receive it? You're going to have some sort of fear, some sort of justification for your fears on why you won't receive it. Well, the justification for why many people who hadn't had no reason to die from things that, like, such as asthma and cancer and heart issues and issues with digestion and the flow of their life force energy. It's all about that flow. When that flow is clogged and blockages and blocked, then you're shortening your life. All right. So my people are losing their lives and losing their health and losing their true wealth because they're afraid. At the end of the day, the main reason why only 9% of the population practice yoga is because most of them are afraid because we have been indoctrinated to be afraid. All right. So people who had no idea about what yoga is or what it has been have been the same people who have told you that it is not of God. Taking on the forms that God created and breathing is not of God. Really? All right. Well, I need to talk to God boss because that should be of God. I think somebody should make that of God. Breathing in the forms of the things that God created. Yeah, we should do that. All right. And if you do that, that'll do things such as heal your body, heal your mind, ease that anxiety, cure that depression, get you off of them addictions. All the stuff you're going through that you're just giving to the Lord, I'm just going to give it to you, God. You do it because I don't feel like doing nothing except letting you do everything. No, it's not time for that. It's definitely time for us to take our power back, to take our lives back. All right. So the way that I really do it is I do it in myself first. All right. So I practice on my own. I practice the yoga on my own. I practice the healing modalities on my own. I practice the things I need to do to keep myself healthy, like the diet. All of the things that, help me be my optimal self is my example. All right. So that I don't tell my people what to do. I show them. All right, so I want to show you. I want to show you what to do. But before we get into that, let me tell you a little bit more about this astral projection. All right. So the astral projection, which is another form in a lot of ways of what many, many of us love to do and have done for a very long time in this world, seek to escape it. All right. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to take a break right here on As You Are Radio, IntellectualRadio.com, our heart radio station. We're going to bump some jams by Deuce. We're going to take a break. And then when we get back, I'm going to tell you guys about this astral traveling and what it's all about. All right. Stay tuned in. One love.
I know you assume that I'd be a victim of statistics. And that's because dead, locked up, and thugging are the only ways depicted. Either way, failure is what is expected of me. But what y'all neglected to see was that this rose has always reached for the sun. And I still feed off her rays even on the days that there was none. And no one can ever take that from me. Here's one perspective I see. Life is as poisonous as IV. Hate pump through a nigga veins like IV. Got me killing people who be trying to try me. Time keep flying, ain't got time to die, see. Gotta keep mine, and my mind is my peace. Blowing niggas away for taking me lightly. This is my way of saying fuck you politely. Was looking for God, but just found you. Precisely.
Within me. RQ, Arseer, IntellectualRadio.com.
All
right, checking back in. We getting it in talking about asanas and yoga portals to the devil and evil. So I don't even know the topic of this show. All right. The point of the show is really to inform my people the goodness you're missing out on, the greatness you're missing out on, the answers to your prayers that you've been missing out on. I want you to have them. All right. So first off, though, let me satiate some of them ideas with knowledge, with some information. So astral projection. First off, astral, ASTRAL. Let's talk about that. So that's just something related to the stars. Anything related to the stars is the astral. When you talk about the plane, the astral plane, you're talking about the plane of space, the plane of the stars, where the stars exist out there somewhere, which is, if this is real, this planet, if we calling this real, this earth real, this air we breathing real, then we cannot, not acknowledge the stars. They right there. We can look right at them every night. They're right there in the sky, twinkling, something going on up there in that plane. All right. So what it means to astral project is essentially to, okay, let me break it down even further. human beings. What is a human being? Human being is a three-part being, at least three parts: physical, mental, spiritual. All right. So the part of you that essentially travels in the astral plane is the spiritual part of you. So you're talking about your consciousness. You're talking about the personality, which is the spiritual fingerprint of who you are. All right. So when a person astral projects, what's said to happen is they lie on their backs and they let their body go limp, but they allow their mind to remain awake, and they watch their body get sleep deeper and deeper into a sleep type state. And then once the body is fully asleep, then you are able to not necessarily detach the consciousness, but extend the consciousness away from the body. And although you're not seeing with your physical eyes, you have vision. All right. Although you're not hearing with your physical ears, you're able to hear sound. All right. So in this astral plane, it's simply just an opportunity for people to leave their body with a string attached to their body, a spiritual string attached to their body that'll suck them right back, whenever they go too far. And, a lot of people, a lot of us have done this thing called astral projection, and we just called it a dream where you was doing something and then you fell and then you just woke up in your body. Right, because you was attached. And then in the moment where you decided you weren't comfortable or you was ready to come back, you right back in your body. All right. So, and you wake up. So same thing here. Astral projection, this is what people are doing. You got people who lie in their bed, probably don't mean no harm to nobody. They're just doing what the same thing that drug addicts are doing and alcoholics are doing and workaholics are doing. Is they're attempting to escape. They're attempting to escape a reality that's, in a lot of ways, some things don't make sense. And, as a child, it didn't make sense. And then these people grow up to become adults and it still don't make sense to them. Yet they struggle because they're fighting to make sense of it. And when I say fighting, they're fighting against themselves to make sense of the senseless. All right. So it's really important to really take a look at stuff straight up, head on, see it for what it is. What is it? All right. So that's astral projection. I want to lay in the bed and then I want to dream that I'm out of my body. Call it a dream, or maybe it's happening. Who knows? What's the difference? Who cares? Point is, that's what it is. How is that the devil? Yeah, maybe you want to astral project and go to hell and hang out with the devil if that's your plan. That's just a choice. Maybe you want to astral project and go to Africa or Germany or Switzerland. I mean, you can do that in the astral plane. If you're just going to use the stars, I'm going to travel through the stars. Maybe you want to astral project and go take a look and see what it's like on the planet Venus. Who knows? I don't know. But I mean, is it really a gateway to the devil, or are you just scared? Because anything in that case could be a gateway to the devil. Not just astral projection. You can make a choice on what you want to do and how you want to conjure up stuff, whatever you want. People are going to choose what they choose. But the actual platform of astral projection is not leading you to the devil innately. All right. And, I have no facts that that's even possible. So I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know why Christians would talk about that when so many people are alcoholics around their churches, and so many people are being imprisoned and enslaved even today, and those issues aren't taken care of. So many people are dying from starvation still. And you want to talk to me about astral projection? Okay, that's fine. Let's talk about it. That too. All right. So that's astral projection. You want to have a dream. I don't see it necessarily being a gateway to the devil. If a person want to use it to get to the devil, maybe, I don't know. But even if you go to the devil, you only gonna probably find yourself. All right. So just like if you go looking for God, you just gonna find yourself. All right. And that's enough. Anyway, I'll leave that up to you. Now, moving forward, asanas. Asana, the word means pose. Pose. How is that? How is a pose a gateway to the devil? Lord have mercy. I ain't gonna even be sarcastic about it. I just think that we just don't know what the word means. And that's just a matter of information. It's 2019. Google it. Asana just means pose. So if I say stand in Tadasana, Tada means mountain, Asana means pose. So stand in mountain pose. Stand in the form of a mountain. All right, that's all. And a lot of these poses, all of these poses really are just forms of nature that you're breathing in. All right, so asanas, yeah, maybe you can take forms that may conjure up negative energy. If so, I don't spend my consciousness, my energy figuring out how to do that. So I don't even know how to do that because that's not my intention. All right. So you just, whatever your intention is, you can use any form, any platform to get there. If your intention is to go to heaven, you can use the bar to get there. You can use the church to get there. If your intention to go to hell, you can use the bar to get there. You can use the church to get there. It's whatever you choose. It don't matter. All right. So at the end of the day, all you're gonna have in the center of these decisions is you. You right in the center, deciding which side you're gonna take. You're gonna take the path of ignorance, where I'm just gonna, without knowledge of information, I'm gonna speak about it and bind myself from it and make other people who don't know about it frightened just because I don't know about it and I'm frightened. I've noticed that when people don't know about stuff, they fear it. They fear, what is it that people fear what they don't understand? Seek understanding, my friend. Seek understanding. All right. So at the end of the yoga stuff, the yoga is just practice. It's not the intellectual stuff. It's not the stuff people talk about. Yoga is not this conversation. Yoga is a practice. It's a breath-based practice. The work that you do on that yoga mat, they're not words that can express what it does. The feelings are intangible. So I can't really call it nothing and don't feel like nothing. What happens to my body is quantifiable. I mean, I can go to a doctor and I can check my stats and my measurements and all that stuff. And they're just going to confirm what yoga has been doing for the longest time, which is bringing you into equanimity, bringing you into balance. All right. So the first thing yoga does is it heals. So whatever the issue is, whether it's a joint issue or a bone issue or issue of the blood or wherever there's an issue, that's where the energy is sent first. All right. So first thing it does is it heals. It heals. Once it heals, then it begins to align and integrate you. So what I mean is it aligns and integrates your mental self, your physical self, and your spiritual self. The word yoga itself means union. A house divided won't stand. A body divided won't stand. All right. But a body united, oh man, that's what Jesus Christ was a dude who was united, mind, body, and spirit all in alignment. So when you are in alignment, you too are Christ. You too are an anointed one. All right. Jesus told you, yo, God, me and God, the same thing. And you my brother. We the same stuff too. So, I mean, the thing about it though is we be waiting on stuff to fall out the sky for us. Don't work like that. We be living our lives, do things that we're not proud of, and instead of taking responsibility, we just want to duck under our cover and say, some entity gonna take care of all of it for us, or we just gonna blame it on some entities that are not tangible. You know what I'm saying? Essentially, they're just in our imagination. I know in the beginning it say that God made man in God's own image, but I don't know. So many ways I feel like we be trying to make God in our image, jealous and wrathful and vengeful and spiteful and egotistical. That's not God. Come on, y'all. All right, let's take a break. I'm gonna take a break. Thank y'all for tuning in. IQRC here on As You Are Radio. Checking in an IntellectualRadio.com studios and iHeart radio station. You can find me here occasionally, all the time, overnight, anytime. Just tune in. IntellectualRadio.com. Stay tuned in. Stay tuned in. All right, one love. I'll be back. Holla.
Everywhere he is, and everywhere he go, and everywhere this brother planet speedy gon' grow. Who else you know? Straight out the gate with a plate, gon' eat, cause he got it concrete, legit, diligent flow. Come on, man, even with my minimum flow, I go back and forth with the best of them like Wimbledon Joe. But I let you know I maximize every opportunity. So do it on your first try you ever try to ruin me. In his life, Deuce is sunny like Lister, and just like Lister, green on the scene, I'ma make them lose plaques to the Oscar Vista. Scenes all over, seems so serene, but the team's all soldiers. All over the map, we taking tall orders, and all my rollers. All y'all notice that I give and I live. I'ma be right here. I die for you. So get your minds right. You know, Deuce spitting the truth and the out the booth. So fuck the limelight. And plus I shine bright. I'm a 9 like. Time 5:45 is the hindsight. Type vision, the flight's rhythm, incite wisdom, excite rhythms, and plus he rhyme like God. I rap the way that God would rap if God would rap hard. I gotta find a way to stack, I gotta rap hard. I got your back, so back, move in your backyard. And I got facts to make whackness back off. I rarely slack off, although I do sometimes. I'm only human and we do unwind. I'm only doing to your mind what you doing to mine. It's one truth, we true and divine and one crew. It's a beautiful time for us to get synchronized. Resurrect you when you sink and you die. I never let you think that you even think it's your high. Life can close quick, man. You can blink and you die. So I blink with the sky when I'm linking inside. Deep in the eyes of the most high, thinking that I could somehow save the whole world. When my own brother froze in this cold world. Not to mention sister pops and my old girl. When we pose to make it stop when the globe twirl, we holding on. I'm supposed to say the whole world. When my own brother froze in this cold world. Not to mention sister pops and my.
All right, what up? What up? This is IQ. Who this on the call?
Oh, hello, sir. Are we on the air right now, sir?
We are on the air. Yes, indeed.
Oh, indeed. I came across the intellectual radio. I myself am an intellectual, as is probably evident from even just the first few sentences that I'm uttering to you at the moment. But I had a question. Are you an intellectual, sir?
I am IQ, sir.
Okay, so from an intellectual standpoint, what do you find is the best way to get a really good cum when you're jacking
on? Wait, no, it's cool. It's cool. Let me answer my man question. Well, let me see. What is the best?
From an intellectual perspective.
No, I'm working on it. Just be patient. You probably what you want to do. All right. First off, I want you to go to the bathroom. Go in your bathroom. All right. You got a toilet in there?
Oh, you bet I do.
All right. So kneel down.
Intellectually speaking, I do have a toilet.
Man, you're so intellectual. All right, kneel down. Put your head in it and flush it.
What?
Anyway. Moving forward. What up, man? What up? IntellectualRadio.com. It's IQRC checking in. Why they be trying to try me, boy? What he do? Intellectual. I'm not always I wasn't always on no IntellectualRadio.com, partner. Anyway, we back. We live and direct. As you are radios and IntellectualRadio.com studios. All right, so I want to continue this conversation on asanas, astral projection, being gateways to evil and the devil, and goats walking on the back. Oh, so let's talk about the goats part. Pardon me, moving forward. All right, so the goat thing. So there's an energy I know of called, and you guys probably heard of this if you study, Baphomet. And I don't know a lot about Baphomet. What I do understand is that Baphomet is represented by the head of a goat. And that goat head and the way it's shaped with the billy goat hair and within the horns, whatever, makes it into a 5-point star. There's some symbology and some science behind that symbology that doesn't really interest me. So I don't really deal with it too much. So I know about the goat reference, but at the same time, I mean, just a goat. It's an animal. If I was a goat and you referred to me as the devil, I'd probably be offended a little bit. Like, hey, guys, hey, I didn't tell them people to make that picture of me. I'm just a goat. And so I got love for goats. I ain't got nothing with them. I don't want them walking on my back during my yoga class because that's just not my thing. I'm not interested in that. Just like I'm not interested in, it's just certain things I'm not interested in. And that's one of them. But does that have anything to do with what yoga is about? No. Could that possibly be a diversion or a distraction to keep you from actually seeking and finding what yoga is truly about for yourself? Could it just be some fuel to engage your judgmental nature, which is being perpetuated to you by your leaders? Could it be? Because, I mean, I don't know. It just, for me, it ain't love. All right, it ain't love. All right, love is opening up. Love isn't acceptance. Love isn't allowing. Love is being able to ask a question. All right, what God y'all people be serving? What God you serve where I can't even ask a question? Like, yo, Most High, I was wondering. Yeah, don't ask me no questions. How dare you question me? Thunder and lightning. Bro. That's not God, yo. That's them 15th century kings that you would be like, yo, make me laugh or off with your head. That's what I mean. We be trying to put our ideas on God. Oh, this is what God would do. God ain't on that. All right, not my God. My God, a God of love. All right, and the God of love gonna do what the God of love did, which is provide for you opportunities for you to explore more than what you've been told. All right, like yourself. Like imagine if you were able to astral project, if you had a natural ability to lie in your physical bed and then let your consciousness leave your physical body and go hang out in another dimension. Why not? Whoa, why not? What's the problem with that? I don't get the problem unless you're scared. Unless you're scared. Now, if you're scared, say you're scared, but don't go around here saying that, these things are the devil just because you scared. All right. Yoga really take on the form of nature and breathe. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. All right. So let me tell you guys what I got going on because I really want you all to get on this yoga mat. I really want you guys to experience an aspect of yourself you probably ain't never tapped into yet. Not yet. All right. An aspect of yourself that transforms the parts of you that are bronze into gold. All right. A part of yourself that heals the body, heals the mind, heals the spirit. All right. We've all been through stuff. We've all been injured in some way, shape, or the other, in some form or fashion. We are to be healed. All right. So you're not going to get healed from outside yourself. You're not going to get it from your doctor, your preacher, your mama, your daddy, your husband, your wife. No, no. Healing is an internal process. That's why when stuff be incurable, it's only curable from within. All right. Some things are only curable from within. Some stuff, yeah, we can get these little things from outside that we created and put out there just to help us out. But in reality, it all comes from within us. All right. So with yoga and this practice of yoga, what you're doing is you're going within. All right, it's not an exercise, exo meaning outer. It's more of an inner size where you're building strength from the inside. You're building um, endurance from the inside out. You're building flexibility from the inside out. All right, you're building expansion and you're expanding from within. All right, so yoga, one of the main modalities that I use it for is healing. All right, so you bring your yoga issue to me. What you got? Back pain, shoulder pain, joint pain, knee pains, heartache, broken heart, confidence, been injured, whatever it is, it's a yoga pose for it. All right. So the beauty of yoga is that how it works is metaphors. All right. So each pose is a metaphor for some part of your body and some aspect of your life. All right. So for instance, what I mean is like we'll do camel pose, which is a pose where you're on your knees and your hands on your back and you're just leaning back, head up, camel pose, breathing. And what you're doing there is you're addressing the low spine. And the low spine is a part of the body that connects to the part of the mind that concerns itself with support. And not just any support but material support. So, when people have issues surrounding money, whether they're afraid that they're not going to have enough money, or afraid that the money they have they're going to lose, or afraid that they're going to lose the money somehow, or they're not going to have enough, they have issues in their low back, pains, joints, issues, or even injuries. An injury can take place in the low back. You can get hit in the low back, and that is met at the core, at the very root, is caused by this fear you have surrounding money. Because again, we live in a mental universe. The mind starts it. The mind thinks it, then we feel it. And once we feel it, guess what's going to happen? It's going to manifest. We're going to create it, because human beings are awesome, amazing creators. See, the beauty of being a human is like the dude said in the Bible, when God was like, yo, in the beginning of the Bible, God gave us a jewel. God was like, yo, let there be light, and then light happened. And God was like, let there be water, and water happened. Let there be earth, and earth happened. And let there be animals, and animals happened. Then it was like, God was like, let there be people, and then people happened. And God was like, let's make these people in our own image. And at that point, the only image we had of God was that whatever God said, it happened. And then later on in the book, my man was like, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. The Word is God. So if we got words and the Word is God, then it's whatever you say. It's whatever you say. So if you want to say that yoga is the devil and it's some sort of gateway, a portal to evil, just because you're scared, if that's what you want to believe, then you're going to find a ton of information to support that, because you're creating it. You're going to make it up, and it's going to manifest, and you're going to see videos with goats walking on people's back and some stuff that don't make no sense. And that's going to confirm these ideas that you're putting out there, because essentially there is an urge for us to not experience the life that was promised to us. There's an energy that's trying to convince us to separate our physical bodies from our eternal bodies. All right. And, we're going to talk about that later. So stay tuned in to the Intellectual Radio station. Stay tuned in to As You Are Radio. Got a lot of jewels in store for you guys. The death urge is what I'm talking about right now. We're going to get into that in one of these conversations. But for now, I just want you to be aware that there is an urge for us to essentially align with things that are killing us, like the belief that we're going to die, and like the belief that, as you keep living, you just get older and you start losing stuff, and you start all these beliefs that are not true. Yoga has been known as the fountain of youth. There have been people who have started practicing yoga in their 60s and have gained more strength, flexibility, and life than they've had even in their 20s. All right. So wherever you are in your life, wherever you are, as far as your faith and your belief systems and all that, that stuff is what it is. You ain't got to mess with it. All right. What yoga does, yoga is a basis for you to essentially clear out the nonsense, clear all the blockages, and bring yourself into balance. All right. Doing this every day is just a practice. It's a practice of self-care. It's a practice of self-love. It's a practice of growing and expanding and becoming all that you are meant to be in this life. All right. Just because you've been here 30, 40, 50 years don't mean you know anything. Don't mean you've ever lived your life. You might just have been here. All right. So I'm encouraging my people to follow me on Facebook, follow me on social media, follow me on Instagram, and then find my website. So let me tell you guys about what I got going on. So I got a website called alta.com, AAHLTA, which we're still working on bringing to you guys more content as I create videos. I create tons of content. A lot of you all also understand that every day, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., we doing good morning yoga. And good morning yoga. We sitting and we getting in our yoga mats and we moaning away all of our stress while taking on these different forms of nature, breathing. All right. So we're not in yoga, chanting and doing, I don't know, whatever, no goats. There's no goats in the classes. And this is all online, everybody. So I do this stuff online because I'm here to give you guys this gift of love, this gift called yoga, which is a gift to the world that I personally feel compelled to share with you. And I'm here to give it to you. So what I've done, I created a platform where I use Zoom, and people log into my Zoom channel every day, 4:55 a.m. They get on their yoga mat. We do a 60-minute session, and then we go and live a great life during that day. All right. The beauty of this is that by the time we're done, it's 6 a.m. Plenty of people still sleep, and we looking at our lives like I still got 14 hours to be amazing. All right, so I want you to have that too. I want you to feel better. I want you to feel clearer. I want you to know that those blockages and clogs that you have created through lack of forgiveness or through the pain and the hurt, emotional or whatever, however you got it, all of that stuff can be addressed. And you don't have to use words. All right? You ain't got to be like, sitting talking to your therapist. No diss to the therapist. And I think therapy is wonderful. And if you got it, I encourage you to keep going, handle that. However, it's not a greater therapy than the practice of yoga, because the practice of yoga is all about what ails you. And yoga brings balance to you specifically using your breath, all right, at the rhythm that you can handle, at the pace you can handle, at the amount you can handle is perfect for you. All right, so we want to use this yoga to bring ourselves into balance, to clear out the blockages. So every day, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., I'm doing the yoga. All right, so you'll catch me on that Zoom channel. Find me on Facebook, and you can find that link. There's a link where you can register, or just hit me up here, hit the link, and I'll send you something private and register. Go ahead, get your yoga in. We go 5 days, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. If you don't make it every day, make it a couple times per strong. All right. So just show up. All right. Show up for yourself. You're going to feel amazing after the session's over. All right. So we had a great session today. Wonderful session. I'm still thriving off of it. Thank you for everybody who showed up. All right. Also, what else we got going on? So we got the yoga class going on. We have another 30-day challenge coming up soon, where I really want to get people into understanding what this yoga stuff is really about. The truth of yoga is the fact that people who look like you and me, well, I don't know about you because I don't know who's looking at this, but people who look like me are the people who were first transmitters of this art slash science known as yoga. All right. So what they were the ones who inscripted on the pyramids, and they're still there. The inscriptions of yoga poses, the inscriptions that informed us to practice yoga 6 days per strong. And the information that informed us that yoga heals all that ails the human being. All right, this is our ancestors who told us about this, and they left it for us, and because they cared. It's like, hey man, this is a jewel. Take this with you, no matter what you got going on. Let this be your foundation. All right. So the wild part about that is the people who seem to would benefit from it the most are the people who know the least about it. All right. So people who suffer blood pressure issues, high blood pressure, strokes, all the stuff that a lot of people in the neighborhoods I grew up in go through, in the churches I've gone through, go through, a lot of that stuff they're going through, easily conquered by yoga, easily conquered in a month or less. Some plants and some yoga. I've seen so much that you would only be able to call a miracle take place from a yoga mat. All right. So a lot of trapped emotions that we store in our body, our hips, our joints, our shoulders, we store these emotions in there. And for years, we keep living our lives, packing stuff on top of it. And then at some point, we're going to erupt. All right. So you don't want to be erupting in a way that's destructive. Instead, you don't need to erupt. You can just express yourself. And you don't have to express it in words. You can express it via the breath. All right, so that's what we do. We get into yoga, we sit on it, we get into these poses, and we breathe. I had a class in particular, real quick story. I had a class in particular. I was in a class, it's about 30 people in class, and we going at the hips, and we open the hips, and we doing a bunch of hip openers. And one of the sisters jump up, and she just bawling, and she's like, oh my God, I can't stop crying. And she walking toward me, and she hugged me, and I hugged her, and I'm like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. And she's like, I don't know what's going on. And she just sobbing, and I'm like, it's okay, just let it out, let it out, let it out, let it out. And she bawling, she let it out, and she let it out. Then she went back to her mat, went about her business, went home. Next day, she contacted me the next day, and she told me, all the things that came up for her, which some of the main stuff that came up for her was some traumas that she experienced as a younger adult or a younger child that happened in her hip area. And she had never addressed it. She had never dealt with it. She had never gotten therapy. She had never talked about it, but it was still there. And we sat, and she came to my class twice per strong. So she was there on a regular basis, did that for over a year. So, with accumulation of all of this yoga practice, you're going to open up and you're going to release stuff. And when you release it, you're just letting it go. You ain't got to deal with the details of who was right and who was wrong and what you need to do in writing letters and call it back. No, you need to release the energy. You want to release that energy. You want to let that energy go so that who you truly are can just rise to the surface. All right. So you want to keep this practice of releasing. I've been practicing yoga for over 10, 11, 12 years, and I'm still in the process of releasing. All right. So I spent most of my life up until about 21, 22 taking in stuff. And since then, I just been spending most of my life getting this crap off me. Like, what? That's not real. That's not real. Get that off and get all the crap off me. And at some point in your journey, you're gonna have to do that. You got to get the crap off you. Some of the stuff just don't make no sense. And some of the stuff makes sense, but it's some pieces that kind of got to be reconfigured. And I'm gonna tell you, you got the authority to reconfigure it, God body. You can do it. You can do it for yourself. You can change and transform this life to fit who you are. All right. You can transform your environment to conform to your will. And in doing so, especially when your will is in alignment with the will of the creator, the will of source, the will of nature. Oh man, you're working with superpowers here. All right. So I'm gonna take one more break before we get up out of here. I want to thank you all for tuning in As You Are Radio right here on IntellectualRadio.com, our heart station. Stay tuned in. Stay tuned in. One love.
Tell me why can't you see that? And tell me how could it be that?
Cousin Noah, Lenuster. My bad that I got the volume going in and out. Yeah. I'm glad you hear what's coming in and out of my mouth though. Yeah, spit this, Chi-Town, South Flow, South Side, what up though? Shells Marie, you know how it go. Hell it be in your mind. The only place be the divine, be up in the place where we all shine. What up, Karen? What up, C Jacko? Gemini, my mother loving yogi. What up, Ash Lizzle? Great to see y'all. As You Are Radio, this is RQRC checking in at IntellectualRadio.com studios. All right, so we over here chatting on this iHeart radio station about some misconceptions about yoga. All right, so I hope, I ain't gonna say I hope, I don't really care. I don't aim to offend anybody, but if you got offended, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't aim to do it. I didn't aim to offend you. I simply aim to be myself and keep it real, let you guys know what's really going on as far as this yoga side, because I am here as the representative of it, because I don't see nobody else doing it, so I do it. All right, so I want to represent it because I also love you. So being that I love you, I want you to have the gifts that were given for you. I want you to have the abundance that is yours by your birthright. I want you to have the health and wellness that you deserve to have in your life, in the lives of your family and the people around you. All right. I don't want you walking with no limp at 45. No, you don't need no cane at 60. That's ridiculous. No, I want you to live your life abundantly. All right. And beautifully and prosperously. All right, so I'm offering you guys this stuff. I'm offering you guys my work, myself. My life is dedicated to this journey of health and wellness, this journey of healing. All right, so I want to invite you guys to find me on the internet at RQRC, AKHUAUSAR. Find me anywhere, AKHU Yoga, RQ Yoga. Find me anywhere. I'm on Facebook. Also, find me on alta.com, HLTA. Our QRC is Holistic Lifestyle Transformation Academy. where we have several courses coming out really soon that are so super powerful they could actually transform the entire globe. All right, so we're working on it. We're gonna stay tuned in and stay tuned in. I want y'all to stay checking in on IntellectualRadio.com. Check in for me, RQ, as you already know. We're gonna be here. Watch the clips overnight and all the radio shows we got popping during the website, all over the place, everywhere. Check us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Everywhere you see ITLR, sign up, like it, follow. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Got nothing but love for y'all. I want y'all to get on this yoga mat. I want you to get on the yoga mat with me, and I want us to make it happen, Captains. All right. I love y'all. Have a great everything all the time. And I'm going to chop it up with you real soon. All right. One love.
Yeah, so I was over with my man Scott in the crib the other day, right? Politicking about the world, you know.